Hello everyone. In this video I want to show you guys how I change the characteristics of a brush if I feel I need to change it a bit. So it doesn't matter what knot this is. It's a very good knot. I've just got a slightly different preference to it. So this brush I've used many times to ensure that I understand what it is and what it's not. I've just completed the shave, so this brush is clean. I'm going to soften the tips on this bristles, badger bristles, and show you guys the end result. I've got some shave soap here to wash the brush when I'm done. I've got bleach powder and I've got some peroxide. So these hairs fundamentally is the same as similar to human hairs. So you use a chemical and it will break down the hair. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to slightly tweak the tips. So how you do this is normally with a 50 powder and a 50 liquid concentration. Mustn't be runny, but it mustn't be sticky. Considerations you need to take when you do this is obviously in what condition the bristles are, how much work you need to do, perceived work you need to do, and you don't want to do this process more than maybe twice. So I'm using quite a strong peroxide, 40. My intention is to just quickly roughen up or heat the tips for not too long and then take it off. So if you go to a hairdresser or you know somebody, you'll know if you leave bleach on too long, it actually burns the hair away, and that's exactly what we're doing. This is too thin. So I'm going to add a little bit more powder. Maybe that's a bit too much. You want to mix this properly. I'm still unsure how long I'm going to have the bleach on the hair. I've got a little stick which I normally use to just check the condition of the hair. And then when I think I've run it long enough, that's what I'll do, and then hopefully give you guys some insights into it. If you run this too long or you get it wrong, obviously you hit the bristles. So this is more what you need to have, or at least that's what I've been told, and that's what I've been doing to change brushes' characteristics. You can also do this with bore if you want to make them a bit lighter. So the idea is, imagine this is a cupcake, and you just brush this on. I think maybe I've made a little bit too little, but we'll see. This is not rocket science. This is what a lot of people do to treat some bristles, to get different characteristics out of them. Definitely not a new process. I actually, one of the brush makers actually has got a video out about what you do and so forth. So once you've gotten this nice and thick and covered, you need to let it sit. You can also apply a hair dryer on this. You know, if you go to the hairdressers, they'll put you under a dryer to accelerate that process. I do that sometimes, but in this case I don't think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to put this out the way. I'm going to see 4 minutes 32 seconds. So 4.5 minutes is when I start this. And then I'm going to start the timer, and then I'll take you through the next process. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so I put the watch and the time lapse down a bit late. It was 5 minutes in, so we've done 10 minutes. It's still not quite where I want to be, but I don't think I want to go longer than 12 and 13 minutes in any case. I showed in the time lapse yellow shampoo, so obviously it lightens the hair, so it will get a yellow tint to it. This helps get rid of that. But before we do that, I'm going to wash the brush with the shampoo, but we also need to rinse this out. And the bleach will actually, it burns the hair, so you need to check to see where it's at, and that the tips don't get too thin and you destroy what you're doing. I think I'm done here. I didn't need a lot on that brush, so let's rinse this out. Slightly different, yes. So this is the nourishing shampoo, and that's just to make sure I give the bristle now. I mean, we've broken it down a bit, as much as possible, immediate protection. And make sure we wash all the bleach out. Gently do this. So up next is more shampoo, and this is what they call non-yellow shampoo. You can read the instructions on there. This one's obviously diluted a lot because it's nearly finished. It's not as runny as you'll see there, but it's called purple shampoo. And this I'm just going to gently rub in here. So once again, this process, you can, the longer you keep this in, it can actually turn the bristles, give it a purple tint, but it will wash out quite quickly over time. When I initially looked at these bristles, they didn't look too yellow to me. They were a nice white color. So I'm just going to start washing this out. You can leave the soap in, and as I say, the longer you leave it in, the more the results will change. You'll see now it's got this ash look to it, and right at the tips, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, it's got a little slight purple tint, so I just want to wash this out. I'll show the knot again so you can inspect the bristle tips. The rinsing, unfortunately, is a long process if you want to do it correctly and make sure you've stopped the process and you're looking after the bristle, and then this brush will be good to go for a very long time. So I've shaken out the water. So we will see the bristles will in some places start clumping together. It's not quite gel tips, but this is what you get. When we started, this brush was dry. Go maybe back and look and remember how this brush and knot looked like. So you will see the tips clumping together. So I'm happy with this result. I'm quite sure it's going to be super soft, and I'll provide the feedback as we go along. I'm going to massage a little bit more moisturizing shampoo into this bristles, and then I'm going to let it stand for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll properly rinse out this knot and then put it in a place to dry properly. So that is how you can change the characteristics of bristle tips. Nothing new, as I said. I appreciate your time. Hope you've learned something. The trick with this is not to be greedy or silly. You want to slightly change it, and as I say, inspect the bristles. If they're very thin and fine, you don't want to use a very strong one, peroxide like I did, but if you do, a short run. If you've got thicker bristles and you want to play it safe, use like something like a 20. I had a 20 here somewhere, but it doesn't matter, and then maybe run it a bit longer. Think long before you want to do this, and then have the right game plan to it and don't deviate from it. Keep it simple. Cheers everyone. Once the brush is dry, I'll do another video of what it looks like and then complete this video for upload. I appreciate your time. I think it came out very nice. It's not obvious. The tendency is these hairs, it looks odd if this is just, let's call it titanium white, and you've got darker brown hair, it looks really odd. So also consider that. But this brush has come out very, very soft. I'm happy with the results. We'll do a shave video shortly. Thank you.